Hello,
Hello,
world! 9. It is 9. It's the episode 9. So good to be with you guys. So, as you are used with us, we are going to go into connecting with our heart. That's it. So, just closing the eyes gently for a few moments. Both of your palms on your heart center. And can you feel the beating of your heart? The contact of your palms with your beautiful heart. And so imagining that you're breathing in and out in your heart and from your heart. And can you feel that life in you? It's happening without even you knowing it. It is there. It is going without you doing anything. Your breath is happening, the beating of your heart is happening, the circulation of your blood. So just getting present to the life in you. And what else is present for you right now? For me, it's present the joy to be here, to be with you, to connect with you, to connect with Irma. But firstly, to connect with myself, to connect with that part of me that is real and is true. And that part of me that is going to express itself without any outside permission, without the opinions, without the intervention. It will express itself anyway, just like life. So I'm excited about it. What is present for you, Irma?
I went to many, many places and spaces. And at the end of it, that silence, and that space within me, like I just found calm here, just being here in connection.
Thank you. Very slowly coming back. What stood out for me is this subject about finances, because we were also talking in our conversation from last days. And I will start probably with a memory that I have from my childhood. I could hear my mom talking almost every single day about how we don't have money to buy so many, things. And I could see, or I could feel how much she was struggling with the financial aspect. At times she would feel overwhelmed because she wanted to give to us so many things, but she couldn't. Talking about, again, connecting with that helplessness. And I remember one moment I told to her, Mom, listen to me. I will not struggle like you. I will have a lot of money, and I will have a big house, and I will have those beautiful, big carpets, right? Colorful carpets, and I will give myself everything that I want. I looked at my mom's eyes, and my perception was that she didn't really trust or she didn't believe what I'm expressing to her. But I knew in that moment that this is going to be true for me. And it is true for me. It is true for me in a way that I'm I'm not struggling with finances. Even though there are a lot of moments in my life when I had zero on my bank account. And yes, sometimes it was hard to see the zero euros, but there for me was always this trust that it will come, that I'm going to be provided. But that doesn't mean, that I don't have that fear of not having any money one day. So there is some kind of insecurity for sure, financial insecurity at times, and it exists there. I don't know if it's mine. It doesn't matter if it's my mom's, that now it's it's in my genes, but it is there and it is present. And I wanted to ask you, what is the situation of your finances? Your mom.
For me, in this version of life, they are never where I want them to be. So I'm struggling with that. Not even the finances themselves, but the fact, the idea that they're not where I want them to be, it to be. So, but to address, I was trying to go, as you were sharing what you said, Olesia, I thought, most likely Annabelle has the exact same story, my daughter. Most likely I see her making that same decision, you know, because in this version, she sees me struggling with it, right? And then I go back, for me, where I had to transform, and it has been a work, is to see money as good. The culture, and I don't know if you can relate it, but in Soviet Union, money was dirty. Rich people
The
were
evil eye.
dirty. They were dirty. They were, I actually look at this. I remember my parents telling me the story of my great grandpa making so much money that he would bring money in bags at home. And just so that neighbors would not think badly of us, his wife would take those bags of money and burn them in the yard.
No way. No way. Oh my God, it's like an image from a movie. It's real.
You
Wow.
should see the house. We still have, like, my uncle still lives in that house. Tiny little house. They never added anything to it. So being raised with that, that's how, I mean, and they joked about it and how crazy this grandma was that she would do that, right? But that imprints, I'm thinking now that that stays there. As a kid, we never really struggled with money. We didn't have a lot, but my parents were okay. We had everything we needed to. And then overnight, when Soviet Union stopped, there was nothing. And I remember being hungry, and I remember opening the fridge and there was zero, nothing there. And I remember waking up at 3, 4 a.m. and going and standing lines and lines to get that bread
Mm.
for whole day. So there's all this memory there that attached to not money per se, because even if you had money, it couldn't buy anything. There was nothing to buy, right? So there is that version of it. But then I overcame that in a ways where I lived a life of a dream, really. I had it all. At some point, I really had it all, and I had it so much that I could actually create experiences and memories with people I loved. And that's, to me, money. Money is that, right? And then I lost it all.
Mhm.
And the timing of me losing it all was also timed in a way that I lost myself as well in other areas of my life. And so I think it amplifies it, like when you can no longer recognize yourself and suddenly you don't have the cushion of money either. So that fear, fear of staying in the street, fear of not having a home, fear of not being able to provide, fear of not, also fear, and in a way, maybe blame and shame of not being that person who provides for everyone. Because I was that at some point. I was the provider of many families.
Mhm.
And so all of that, and then suddenly being the one that's helpless, again, being the one that needs to be helped, right? And rebuilding again. And so, for the most part, when we talked, you saw me struggle and come against money and finance, right? I was just
Yes.
constantly so much focused on it that I couldn't see outside of that. So, all there was that survival. And so, so while I'm not where you are in a way, if I was to compare, in life, and you said it right. Whether you have zero or you have millions, it's all about how you feel about it and
Yeah.
whether you have, how you struggle, right? So right now, it's still not there where I want to be.
What do
I
you want to
can
be?
I want that careless in a way that I want to be able to not think about money and
Stop there.
create
That's it. You are actually not looking for money. You are looking for that feeling.
freedom. Freedom to
And being
create.
careless and being like, yeah, having that feeling of, hey, like careless that you said.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
because I
looking
know
for
how it
that.
is. I know how it is. I've had it
How it
and it's
is.
awesome. Oh, it's
How it is.
awesome.
Tell me.
It's
In your being,
powerful.
what is it in your being?
It's powerful. You're in constant creation. And for me, it allows me to be generous. It allows me to give. And I just love that. I love being able to provide that way.
And so now, if you don't have money, you cannot be generous. Is it
In
that?
that particular way, no, not really. I cannot be
Okay.
generous in that attached image that I have with money,
Yeah.
but I can still be generous, right?
Yeah.
And I find ways. That's we talked about it a bit earlier, right? The attachment to how it looks. How it looks, I cannot be generous with that in that picture.
Yeah.
However, if I'm not attached to that, then I can. But yes, yes, I love this. Yes, I'm not careless. I
Mhm.
don't think that I've ever been but with money I've been careless. Oh my god, I've been so careless. I have been, and that resulted me losing it all too. I've been
Can you
care
describe to me Irma that is careless? Can you describe? Because I want to get this image of Irma being like that.
Irma that is careless thinks that there's a flow of money that never stops. And because there's a flow of money, I don't have to. Irma that was careless did not plan for the future. So and also it's out of context right now, but that Irma who had a lot also was the Irma who thought that she had a lot of money and very little time to experience. So that allowed also, like, if only I have that many years to live, then I can
Yeah.
just, But that carelessness showed up as not planning for the future,
Mm.
saying, all I have is now. And all there is now. And all I'm going to spend, I would not buy things. I didn't buy houses. I just invested everything in experiences for my family, with my parents, with my friends. I would buy tickets. I'd go with just travel and just be crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm actually glad I did. I would, it's just because that's what's left. And it's so
That's
good.
it, Irma. Yeah. Because no matter how much money you will have, if you're not aware of this thing that you're not looking for more money, you're looking for that feeling of that version of yourself.
Hmm.
Because I met millionaires, I met billionaires, very rich people, where, at the table they were drinking one bottle of wine was costing 70,000 euros. Wow, right? But they still struggled. And you could feel that they would feel unsafe or insecure, or, this fear of about the day of tomorrow, even if there are millions in the bank. And that was crazy to see. Thank you for sharing that. And I will share for myself one ugly truth about me. Yes, I trust that abundance will come to me and I'll have all this money. But what is the aspect that I'm not really sharing is the fact, and the ugly truth that is hidden is the fact that I was doing things for money that I'm not proud of at all. Like in my past, I would do pretty much anything just to have that money. And I believe there is still some kind of shame about it. And still, yeah, not being proud of myself for doing that. Because I felt like there was a lot of betrayal, like choosing, I'll have money no matter what. And now I'm going to do a lot of things that were not aligned with my values or with myself. And I was selling myself for money, you know? And when you sell your soul for money, this is the biggest sin of all, I I believe. And that's the thing that at some point I decided that I'm not going to betray myself or to do things, no matter how much money there is, if they are not aligned with me. And for me, that was the lesson to learn and to follow. That I'm not going to sell my soul for money, no matter how much it is. I'm going to ask you something, and I want you to answer right away without going into thinking and the mind. Means money for you? One word as an energy. Don't think, Irma, right away.
Money separation. Money separates people. And I started flirting and playing and discovering how money brings people together. And I have evidence for both, right?
Wow.
But money has been all my life. You know, you can't do business with your family, you can't do business with your friends, you can't bring in money in any relationship because that separates, that breaks things. Versus because I had money, I was able to bring people together.
Money is freedom. And if I don't have money, I'm trapped. So actually, me wanting to have money is me running from the feeling of feeling trapped. So yes, it's that dark aspect of this, of the desire to have money and having it. Because if I don't have money, oh my God, I feel trapped in a poor life where I cannot get anything. And for you, money is separation.
It's still there a little, but it's no
Consider
longer
it's there.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, consider it to always be there, but now you're conscious of it
Yes,
and
exactly.
not reacting to that because that's it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't come to the light, it stays there and it rules our
Yeah.
decisions.
And as you said, freedom, I'm like, why didn't I say that? Of course, it's freedom. It's freedom to be and to do. And as you said, there's so many that have it and they don't have that freedom, right? So I have to look and I want to look if money is freedom for me. There is, of course, it's freedom to do what you want. But that's not what came to my mind.
Exactly. Mhm. So then the question for our people, what does money mean for you? What is it? And one word, if you choose one word, what is it? And how do you react? What is your reaction of not having money or the fear of not having it? How do you react to it? I was reacting by doing all the things that I didn't want to do and doing a lot of compromises. Was your reaction, Irma?
When I didn't have money, work hard. I just go into default. I kill myself afraid. I'll work I don't know, 24 hours, but I'll do it and I'll get it and I'll make myself small too. That's the other thing. You say you will do anything for money, and I'll just make myself as small as possible just to get enough. You know, it's exactly where I am, and where we talked about earlier was, stepping into that future where I know what I'm worth and I'm not doing it yet.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful subject. And I feel like we're going to come back to this subject in the future and
Oh,
go deeper into that because it's a subject that is probably top three important for our society, for us humans. You know, the money, we link money to the security, and we can go deeper into that in the future. But for now, I think we're going to stop here. And thank you so much. But also, not having it, the fear is feeling trapped. I'm running away from feeling trapped
okay. Let
if
us
I
know.
don't have it.
Let us know
Yeah.
your
Oh,
deep,
yes,
dark
for them,
secrets.
exactly for you.
Yeah, deep, dark secrets.
And you guys, if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and be with us and comment. Comment. Tell us, share us what money means for you. We'd love to know. So we'll see you next week, I guess. Thank you, magical people. From our heart to yours. Have a magical one. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye bye.